What's good, everybody? Welcome to Outside the Playbook. I am your host, Josh. Today, we're going to be talking about the one, the only Angel Reese. And I already know. Because as soon as you say her name, it's like saying Mufasa. You're going to get a reaction, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But today, I was looking through some of my old content, and I realized I hadn't done an AR breakdown without comparing her to another player, without talking about the negativity surrounding her or about her. And that's something that she absolutely deserves. So we're going to correct that mistake right now. Before we get into that, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, click the links down below to get discounts on brands like Fanatics, Dad Gang, and Dubby. Enjoy the episode.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
What's good, everybody? Like I said, we're going to be talking about Angel Reese, AR5. And first things first, we got to get this out of the way because everybody has this idea that she is only getting offensive rebounds off of her own misses. We know that not to be true, but let's go with that, right? Let's lean into it a little bit. Let's take the offensive rebounds away completely. All right. Right now, AR is number one in the WNBA at 12.6 rebounds per game. Scratch that. Let's do this. All right. She's averaging 12.6 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.5 steals, 14 points, and she's shooting about 45% from the field. Now, let's zero in on just her rebounds. Give respect where respect is due. She's having a great season. Talking about rebounds, you take those 3.8 offensive rebounds away, okay? You're left with 8.8, 8.9 rebounds per game, just defensive boards, right? That would still be number 2 in the WNBA. Right now, she's at 12.6, which is 3.4 more rebounds than Asia Wilson, who's sitting at 9.2. All right, so if you're so hung up on the offensive rebounds, fine, you can have them. Take those away. She's still left with the second best rebounding average in the entire WNBA over the course of the season. Now, let's have another conversation because everybody is talking about how she's putting up, all these numbers over the last 10 games. I'm not focused on that. Okay, yes, those are great numbers, but there's more to it than just that. She had a conversation with Lisa Leslie on her podcast, and Lisa Leslie shot straight, right between the eyes, said, look, you're going to have to finish better around the rim. We know that. We're going to correct it, and I'm going to help you correct it. See, that is what a legend is supposed to do. You don't ride off into the sunset, get to the mountaintop, and we never see or hear from you again. Give back to the game. She has information that Angel Reese needs, skills that she can help AR develop, and she's passing that along. You see her pull her aside at WNBA games, unrivaled, training her before her games, finishing around the basket, footwork. That is what Lisa Leslie is passing on to AR, and you can see it, not just immediately, but over time. That is why it's important for improvement each and every day, because guess what? I don't know if you realize this. AR is a sophomore. She's been in the league for 2 years. Just 2. She's not a 5 or 6 year vet, right? Now, she's putting up, like I said, 14.6 points. No, 14 points, 12.6 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 45% from the field, right? Now, I'm not going to look at just the last 10 games right now. I'm going to look at the first 10 because this is also important. Everybody is so hung up on being perfect all the time, playing great all the time, especially at this stage of your career. That's not what we need. All right. We don't need greatness every single time you step out on the floor. We need to see improvement because you came into the league with tools. You came into the league and you had things that you could be dominant at. We need to build out the rest of your game, and now you're the elite of the elite. First 10 games, 10.4 points, 3.5 assists, 11.9 rebounds, but your field goal percentage, what's going on with that? You shooting 35.7% from the field. Now, we know that's not a great percentage. You don't need to tell her that. All right. So that's one area she's going to have to improve on, but she's still putting up 10.4 points and 11.9 rebounds. I guarantee you she was leading the league at that point too. All right. So the girl is averaging a double-double. I will take that and build on the rest, right? This is what is important. Overtime improvement, right? Last 10 games from June 17th to July 12th. That's about a month's work, right? 16.7 points, 13.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.4 steals, and you look at her field goal percentage, she's shooting almost 50% from the field. That has been everybody's conversation around her. Now that she's doing that, it's quiet. She's even shooting 85% from the free throw line. Now, one of my complaints has been this, all right? I've seen a lot more clips, especially over the last, oh my God. The girl put up 24 and 16, 17 and 18, 18 and 17, 10 and 19. Somebody need to box out. All right, let's just address that real quick. You know for a fact that this girl is going to be dominating the glass. One or two people need to be down there boxing her out at all times. And if, guess what, shot goes up and we're on defense, all 5 is going to rebound. Because ain't no way you going to just guard her with one person and keep her off the glass. 19, 17, 18, 16, 17, 15. That was a 5 or 6 game stretch. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All 5 of y'all need to go rebound. All 5 of y'all need to go box out. We are not leaving our big down there by themselves trying to outwork, out hustle, scratch, claw, grab to get boards. Not doing all that. Even though you probably should, knowing that's her strength. You need to have all 5 players down there boxing out. But one thing that I was very interested in seeing is when you look at her numbers, you look at points and rebounds, but she's passing the ball too from the big position, right? But if she's, being called upon to initiate the offense more, you're going to start to see her handle the rock farther away from the basket. That's what I don't want to see. Not because she can't, but when you're somebody like AR and you're playing on a bad team and you have to do so much. Dominant on the glass, scoring, now you're facilitating, and now you got to bring the ball up the court and handle. You're opening yourself up to injury. Now, you look at the aces, right? You look at Asia Wilson. She does that, but she also has guards she can give it to. Guards she can play off of. There's occasions where she's going to get easy baskets off of other people. I don't want to see AR doing that on a bad team because the more she does, the more responsibility she takes on, the more she opens herself up to unnecessary injuries. I don't want to see that, especially not for the Chicago Sky. One thing they do got to be concerned about, and I'm going to look this up right now, is you got to be concerned for what if she goes to another team. All right, when is her contract up? Okay, so she's on a 4-year deal. 2028 is when her contract is up. Listen to me, okay? If you think that this is the best AR we're going to see, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Come 2028, it is frightening to think about the player this girl is going to be. It is very frightening. Like I said, averaging 14 and 12.6 right now. Over the last 10 games, she's averaging 16 and almost 14 per game, and she has a 5 or 6 game stretch that is absolutely ridiculous. If she pairs up with somebody that is also dominant, also talented, a superstar, league is going to be in trouble because, again, she's only going to be a 4-year player. She can end up playing 12 to 15 years, and then you got to deal with her when she has that completed bag. when she has great footwork, even better footwork than she has now, when she is a great finisher around the rim, when she starts to consistently knock down that mid-range that we've been seeing over the past 10 to 15 games, that AR is a lot scarier and a lot more dominant than people are thinking right now. Because me, when I see a 1 or 2 or 3 year player, I'm looking at year 10. What are you going to be at year 10? AR is, I mean, you looking at somebody that can average 20 and 15 in the league. What they gonna say now? What they gonna say then? Like I said, give this girl her flowers. She has been dominant. She has improved. And you know what? With all the hate she's been getting, she's been very, very graceful with it. Shaquille O'Neal, maybe not so much. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell to stay up to date on all things outside the playbook. That was one more for the good guys.